Hello, friends. Good evening. Namaste, Adab, Sat Sri Akal. Congratulations, celebrations, festivals of Lodi, Makar Sankranti, Pongal, all are being celebrated all over India with full enthusiasm and guts. So, of course, under the COVID guidelines restrictions. So, I can understand, you can say, empathize with those who have to celebrate it indoors due to various restrictions in their various states. As we know, friends, welcome to the second episode of Thunderous Thursdays, taking place on a fantastic Friday. Of course, yesterday being the festival of Lodi in northern India, I had already notified on Monday that it will be postponed by next day, and as I told in the first session as well. So this is the second episode out of the 26 possible episodes. So surely we'll be completing at least the first half of the year with these episodes. Uh, I'm late by a few minutes today. I truly apologize for that. So let's begin our today's fantastic Friday in the Garb of Thunder Thursday session with Gutso. So give me a minute to share my screen, please. So, friends, officially welcome to the second episode of Thunder Thursdays. This time, a fantastic Friday because of the Lodi festival in northern India. So, I hope you liked the first episode of finance. This will be the journal topics of finance being taken with all of you. As I have detailed earlier, also, this is slightly longer than a YouTube video, but much shorter than a webinar. It would be a 15-20 minute interaction every Monday, every Thursday. Mondays on practice management and medical legal, and Thursdays on finance. So, as usual, all my presentations, small or big, will always begin with thanking the Lord Almighty has given me much more than what I deserve. And when it comes to finance, I have to thank my dad as well, who has been instrumental in teaching me the clinical part of finance, especially today's episode, which I'll be sharing with you. It is a very interesting thing which I'll be sharing with you today. So this is my brief CV. Gives me a little bit of credibility to share whatever I know as a professional other than dentistry. So today's topic is again four-pronged. Should I invest for tax saving or wealth creation? What do I get if I save tax? Is it beneficial? Why don't people save tax? So just to give you a brief introduction of what I'm going to take today. The problem in India is that people are not actually synonymous with the word that people consider these two words as synonyms. Tax saving or wealth creation, they believe that these are one and the same thing, which is actually not true. Wealth creation is a 10 to 15 step, you can say, ladder, and the tax saving lies at the fourth step. So 1, 2, 3, 4, the first steps usually have to go through tax saving only. So once we understand that what exactly is the difference between the two, we'll be able to help ourselves better. So what do we save by tax? Is it beneficial? Let's explore these topics in our next 10 to 15, 20 minutes today. So the first question, should I invest for tax saving or wealth creation? You might have seen ads, invest in this ELSS, equity linked savings scheme, which are also known as tax saving mutual funds. They are known as ELSS. There are lots of mutual funds, but the only tax saving category is the equity linked savings scheme, ELSS. These are the mutual funds which come with a 3-year lock-in period. Even if it is in the SIP mode, and if you paid the SIP, for example, in January 2022, that investment you cannot withdraw till January 2025. So forget about long-term tax gain, short-term tax gain. The ELSS, which is the tax saving instrument, is locked for 3 years. Lump sum or SIP from the date you have made the investment. I gave you the example of January 22 SIP, for example. So it is the basis of wealth creation. You people believe that हम लोग तो सिर्फ उस इंस्ट्रूमेंट में पैसे लगाएंगे जिसमें हमारे को रिटर्न मिले. क्या करना है टैक्स बचा के? So I'm just going to debunk that myth a little bit today. So what exactly happens is, as I told you, if it is a 10, 12 step ladder of wealth creation, the tax saving at the first 2, 3, 4, 4 steps minimum. So a simple section ATC and ATCCD1B can save you 62500 at 2 lakhs at 30% to 4% surcharge. You will say, sir, we are beginners. Some of you might be knowing it, but some would say, sir, we are beginners. What is this? We don't understand. Please simplify this. Simplification is the rule of the game with me. As always, I never try to complicate things and I always try to simplify. Just to tell you the third point, those who know it. Now to simplify the same for the beginners. Section 80C, it is the granddaddy of tax investments. What you're listening today, you'll be listening again from Miss Nirmala Sitharamanji, our Honorable Finance Minister, on the 1st of Feb when she announces the budget, if she does any tinkering with this section. So what does ATC include? It is a granddaddy. Granddaddy means it has so many investments. Your popular investments like PPF, Public Provident Fund, your EPF, Employee Provident Fund, your Sukanya Samriddhi for the young girl children below 10 years of age, your tax saving FDRs, not your routine FDRs, your tax saving FDRs. Again, those who have a lock-in of 5 years, your tax saving mutual funds, ELSS, or equity linked saving schemes, one the same thing. These come under this, and a host of so many other things. Plus, if somebody has taken a home loan, the principal amount of home loan comes under ATC. Whatever somebody might be making in PPF also, in ELSS also, in Sukanya also, if you are making, let's suppose 1.5, 1.5 in each of these three, plus maybe let's suppose you have a home loan of 1.5 principal going back in the year. So the total investment is 6 lakhs. You will get a rebate on your income for those 1.5 only, because 1.5 is the upper limit of that, of the granddaddy or the section ATC as we know it as. And you must have seen this ad, invest in, as I told in the start, invest in this ELSS and save up to 46800 rupees of tax. How do they derive this calculation? 1.5 lakhs, 1.5 lakhs into 30%, somebody falling in 30% of the highest tax bracket, 45,000 tax plus 4% surcharge or higher education cess, you can say, which is there on all your investments in income tax. So you save 46,800. Then there is another section which is over and above this ATC. ATCCD1B for self-employed people. Of course, salaried have a different sections as well, where you can say ATCCD is their employer's contribution as well. But 1B is over and additional above this 1.5 lakh of 50,000 rupees. So if you invest in that, in only one instrument which is there is NPS, which comes under ATCCD1B. Only single investment can be made under ATCCD1B. Again, NPS, National Pension Scheme, New Pension Scheme, National Pension System. We know it by different names, but the most common terminology used is National Pension Scheme. So this is one of the lowest cost pension funds by the government of India. Comes with the sovereign guarantee. So people looking out for here and there, sir, मैं कौन से pension fund में डालूं? Which pension fund is good? Which HDFC is a good plan? SBI is a good plan. This one by the government of India is one of the best. One of the best. Earlier you needed to withdraw it at 60. Now you can withdraw it up to at 75. The starting age can be 70. 70-year-old can start in NPS. Of course, what is tax-free, what is not, let's leave that topic for another day. So if you do it investment on this part, 50,000 at 30%, you get 15,000 plus 4% surcharge, 15,600. So if you are doing these two bare minimum of ATC and ATCCD1B, just 2 lakh rupees, you can save 46,800 plus 15,600 up to 62,400 per tax per year. Now, this is not debate or the end of all. Add to it the Section 80D. Now, Section 80D is the medical insurance, which comes with, you can say, you can have a policy of up to 20,000 plus a 5,000 rupees of preventive medical checkup is allowed. So 25,000 Again at 30%, you do it 7,500 plus 4%, 7,800 rupees of tax. So this is again health insurance. I have taken up 3 sessions differently in detail so that people know what exactly is health insurance. Those sessions are already out there on my YouTube channel. I'll give you the link in the end. So forget other benefits that you have. Forget everything else. That yes, medical ailments come unannounced. We are secured against that. We are covered against that. For a 20,000, 25,000 policy, you may be getting a good cover of 8 to 10 lakhs, for example. So those treatments are done free. Forget those benefits. We are not here to discuss those things. We are discussing just the tax benefit. So add that 62,400 which we discussed on the previous slide and 7,800, 7,020. Let's put it round figure, 70,000 rupees of tax you can save by barely investing in the Government of India instruments. Not even Government of India instruments, you can invest in 1.5 in ELSS, Equity Linked Savings Scheme. You can still be guided. You can save this much amount of tax. The thing is, somebody says, I am not interested, sir, in a tax saving of PPF, which is giving me 7.1. I'm not interested in Sukanya Samriddhi. I'm interested in equity and stocks. I want to build up wealth. I want to create wealth. My dear dental surgeon, my dear dentist, you should keep this thing in mind that nobody pushes everything into equity or stocks purely. They have to mitigate the risk somehow. And the risk mitigation is by going towards the debt portion, as I've taken up in the previous session, the debt portion. So here comes the role of tax saving. You always have to nullify. You can't put in purely in stock or purely in equity. You have to mitigate. Or let's suppose if you're doing in equity purely, your investment should give you a return of over and above. Whatever it is giving, it should give you 70,000 more. If it is giving 70,000 more, I can understand you not investing in TS or tax saving. If you are not doing that, I can very well understand. But if you are not getting this thing and still not doing, again for this, the volume has to be huge. Up 15 lakh, you are investing 15, 16 lakhs a year. You're showing good income, investing 15, 16 lakhs, much in equity. But of course, I can't expect somebody investing even 15 lakhs a year all into equity. He'll also try to, you can say, balance out things. And when they try to balance out things, the role of fixed investments come in. That is where the role of PPF, Sukanya, and all those things come in. So invariably, you can't avoid it. So what is the solution? हमने ना उसमें इन्वेस्ट करना ना इसमें इन्वेस्ट करना. We are not going to invest in either of this. Forget that. So if your investment is giving you a return over and above 70,000 plus of what it is giving, then it is surely justified that don't go for tax saving. But if it's not, you have to think of tax saving while en route your path to wealth creation. So I hope I have given you a point to ponder on this. If not, if you are joining right now, of course, you have the full option to watch this session right from the start. So the next point is, what do I get if I save tax? I told you monetary benefits, and I just gave you 2 sections. ATCCD 1B again is a subset of ATC. So I'll count it at ATC only, ATC and ATD. I just gave you 2 sections and 2,25,000 only. So apart from that, on 2,25,000, we are saving roughly 70,000 plus tax, 70,200 to be precise. So you get the monetary benefits, of course, plus you get a discipline. You know, I have to invest this much for my tax saving. A better thought process. You try to analyze your investments. You try to think in a reverse mode. You try to plan for your, you can say, various, stepping stones for your, maybe your landmarks for your future life. The zeal to explore and calculate more. इसमें इतना बचता है और किसी इन्वेस्टमेंट में कितना और बचता है, इसमें इतना लॉक इन है, दूसरी में कितना लॉक इन. Then the urge to see ways and means to save more tax. The ultimate aim is this only. Believe me, even when I was not financially literate, I'm talking of the early 2000s, 2003, 4, 5. Precisely, I was not even 1% financially literate at that time, just 15 years back, 16 years back. My dad taught me the first thing was to save more tax. He taught me only one thing primarily. He said, you are not educated in financial matters, of course. But one thing always understand, if you keep this at the back of your mind will never falter from making a disciplined investment. And when you see even your disciplined investments growing, you will adopt more ways and means to explore हाँ, और देखें कहाँ कहाँ मिल सकता है benefit. Then you will find out the ways and means yourself. If people find me doing things here and there to explore those things to save tax somehow, of course, in a legal way, of course, I'm not talking about the illegal ways. So the basic of that is by tax saving. And this aspect has not been inculcated in me by anyone, not even by my finance MBA, but by my dear dad. He was the one who actually was instrumental in teaching me one single concept when I was not even financially literate. So there, the stepping stone to learn and explore more began. So I hope I'm inculcating a bit of mindset into this kind of mindset, the tax saving mindset into your this thing. Whenever the budget comes, 95% of people in India are disappointed. And trust me, those 95% of people are those who don't pay tax. Those who pay tax, they're already saving. Less than 5% of India pays tax. And still, when the budget is announced, I feel pity to see the reactions of people. इस budget में कुछ नहीं मिला है, ये नहीं मिला है, वो नहीं मिला है. Tax के लिए तो कुछ नहीं किया है. CA is commenting, I can understand. But lay people commenting, seriously. Is it beneficial? Very rarely. I told you, if you're investing in equity, your investment should give you 70,000 plus return. What it is already giving. Again, for that, the volume has to be good. So if the volume is good, even then you can't, you 15 lakh wala will never invest everything in equity or stocks. So the balance has to be there. The balance aayega, the role of TS will come, surely. Surely. I'm going to give you a few shockers in the end, surely. The vehicle to invest in ATC may differ. I told you there is a list of, if not more, 2021 instruments mentioned in the list of ATC. Of course, not discussing here. I just named you the most common 5-6 ones. But there is no choice in ATCCD1B. ATCCD1B is only NPS. Only NPS. ATD, medical insurance, yes, the companies can vary. It can be Max Life, it can be LIC, it can be SBI, it can be any AXYZ medical company. Of course, again, not going into details, which is best, which is not. I've discussed those things in the health insurance part vividly. So the instrument to go in ATC may vary for some. As I said, somebody might be doing in all. Somebody may be having a home loan, somebody is doing in Sukanya, somebody is doing in PPF, somebody is doing in ELSS as well. But still you'll get rebate on 1.5 only. Fair enough. The thing is, you're getting rebate on that 1.5 and getting up to, you can say 46,800 for ATC only. But the point is your rest of the 6 lakhs is growing as well. If for a moment I presume that you have done 1.5 in each of the 4 investments, your 6 lakhs is growing. 1.5 is 25% of your investment made as TS, but your 6 lakhs is every year WC, wealth created. So without going through that, you can't go through. Yes, people will differ. Again, I'm talking about the volume part. Somebody is doing more. So people need to understand vehicles of ATC may vary, but ATCCD1B of NPS and medical insurance of ATD will remain the same, irrespective of the company. Of course, again, in ATCCD1B NPS also you have 6, 7, 8 PFMs. You can say pension fund managers, HDFC, SBI, Kotak, LIC, Birla Sun Life, and Axis UTI, of course, and a couple more. So why don't people save tax? अब टैक्स दिखाना है, वो कहना 7 लाख 8 लाख की इनकम नहीं इतना टैक्स नहीं देना, हमने इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं किया हुआ इस साल. पीपल गो टू द सीए आफ्टर द ईयर इलैप्स. 31 मार्च निकल के उसके बाद वो रिटर्न के लिए जाएंगे ना सीए के पास जुलाई में. अगेन नॉर्मल टाइम्स कोविड में तो ये डेट्स भी एक्सटेंड हो गई, दिसंबर, जनवरी, फरवरी तक एक्सटेंड हो चुकी हैं फॉर द प्रीवियस ईयर. But normal time speaking, these dates are 31st July. People go to the CA in June or July. Return file करो. अब कुछ इन्वेस्ट किया था आपने? नहीं नहीं नहीं, कुछ नहीं किया. तो फिर इनकम वो उतनी दिखाओ, सेम, शो द सेम एज लाइक लास्ट ईयर. अदरवाइज अगर इन्वेस्ट भी किया तो दे हैव टू शो मोर इनकम. एंड दे बिलीव रॉन्ग प्रोसेस, रॉन्ग थॉट प्रोसेस. इफ दे शो मोर, एक बारी मैंने 8 लाख दिखा दिया, अगले साल मैं कम कैसे दिखा सकता हूं? हर साल सीए क्या करता है? इट दे इंक्रीज द proportionately income by 10%. Tell me one business where income increases proportionately by 10% every year. Again, who is to blame? Majority of CAs, many CAs, not all of course. Many are intelligent, but many are misguiding. Misguiding, again, it is not entirely their responsibility. The client's responsibility is also along with that. So if the CAs are misguiding, this client is being misguided, who's at loss? Loss is entirely yours. It is never the CA's loss. And we become lazy followers of finance. Seriously. Seriously. मुझे किसी ने बताया तो मैंने ऐसा नहीं किया, ऐसा ऐसा कर लिया. Somebody told me, so I did this thing. Hearsay advice. On the phone advice. For the whole year, for your own money. If you are not serious, who else is going to be serious? If you yourself are not serious. I can't really believe sometimes people do such things. In my workshops, I've seen so many balance sheets when I do their one-to-one session. And I ask them, why did you make this investment? CA ne bola kar lo. One thing I want to clarify here is very clear. People may be intelligent, people may be brilliant, but a CA will rarely be a good financial advisor. Yes, exceptions are there. And vice versa, a certified financial planner will never be a good CA. He is, of course, not a qualified CA. CA is a very, again, a coveted profession, which is not easy to get, of course. So don't mix these two things. Don't invest on CA. CA ने तो वो simple आपको tax saving में बताने, अच्छा NSC ले लो. Again, NSC is one of the instruments, National Saving Certificate of ATC. अच्छा टैक्स सेविंग एफडी में डाल दो, उसमें डाल दो, पीपीएफ में डाल दो. They'll mention the conservative investments. They are not financial planners. They will not guide you correctly. They don't know much about mutual funds. उनके अपना जीएसटी और ऑडिट खत्म होगा तो वो आपको म्यूचुअल फंड्स के बारे में बताएंगे. They are not financially equipped, mentally equipped in that sense to tell you. Of course, exceptions are there. People know about it. So it is the time you have to shun this attitude. Whatever income people showed in the previous year, we just filed the return for 2021. April 2020 to March 21, we just filed our returns. In actuality, many of us had lesser income, including me, than 1920. Why? Because it was a lockdown year. We started April with a lockdown, April, May, June, even July mid. The OPDs picked up slightly from, you can say, I had 60 to 70% OPD in August. Yes, exceptions were there. People had bumper OPDs also. But my OPDs picked up in August 2020. And then they carried on till, you can say, December 21. Almost 1.5 years, there was almost no break. No break of summer vacations or Shraddhs or Diwali, or you can say second lockdown, no breaks. It continued. But genuinely, the OPDs were down. The income of loss of 4 months, 3.5 months was good enough to take my annual income below 1920. So if my ITR value of 2021 was less than 1920, it was genuine. You have to shun this thought process. एक बारी बढ़ा दिया तो अगले साल घटा नहीं सकते. Once you have shown more, you can't reduce it next year. This is one of the most common questions I get in a workshop, in a lecture, wherever I take. You have to get rid of this attitude. वो क्या होता है, सीए से कोई प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं हो जाएगी अगर मैं कम इनकम दिखाऊंगा? Will there be a problem if I show less income? नहीं, थोड़ी थोड़ी बढ़ाते हैं, हम आपकी पहले नहीं पूरी दिखा रहे. नहीं, CA से नहीं, we will increase it proportionally. So people have shown exactly more income than the previous year in a COVID year. Who's to blame? They themselves first, and of course their CA. So This is like a facepalm moment for me. Somebody showing more income in a COVID year, genuinely fine. Genuinely fine. There were exceptions. There were 2 to 5% dentists who genuinely had more income. But overall, majority people had lesser income than what they had in 1920, in 2021. If somebody showed more, this is the moment for me. So again, coming to the end, carry home Gyan. My aim would be again, identify your financial goals. What are your landmarks? What are your events coming up? Milestones coming up in your life in the next 4-5 years? You have to plan for that. You have to start saving more. And the first step is always a TS. You want to believe it or not, you want to get rid of it, it is your choice. But a TS will never leave you. A tax saving part will never leave you. Because until you go for TS, you can never go for WC, wealth creation. So be financially literate, and TS is the first 3-4 steps of a 10-step, 12-step WC. This is one thing you need to keep in mind, absolutely pure. And what is the lollipop for you? The government of India has given so much incentive. Let me give you a few lollipops. People always crib. Budget आएगा ना, बजट में इनकम टैक्स के लिए कुछ राहत नहीं मिली. इनकम टैक्स देते हो, आपको राहत चाहिए. 1.5 you get in a ATC. 10,000 you get in section 80 TTA. Salaried save another, you can say 15,600 tax via standard deduction. उनको और एडवांटेज है, वो 70 + 15 उनका और जोड़ दो, 85,000 टैक्स बचाते हैं वो कम से कम इस वजह से. Then medical insurance. Somebody has dependent senior citizen parents, he can claim additional 50,000 for a medical policy. Then NPS, I told you, 80cc 1B 50,000. There is one exemption which people are not aware of. Somebody having a post office savings account can claim 3,500 exemption separately on a single account, 7,000 on a joint account. So if you add all this, except the 50,000 for parents, the total exemptions is 2,92,000. So roughly 3 lakh into 30%, आप 1 लाख के आसपास अपना टैक्स बचा सकते हैं. If you invest in these, जो आपका पैसा ग्रो कर रहा है, that is one thing separate. उसकी ग्रोथ नहीं है, उसके प्रिंसिपल इन्वेस्टमेंट पे आपको एग्जम्पशन मिला. So think of long-term benefits. अब यही चीज सी, let's see the same figure for the self-employed. The only difference is the standard deduction. The self-employed don't get any standard deduction. This was actually, you can say, a transport and a medical allowance started in 2018 in vis-a-vis, because smaller companies never gave these transport and medical expenses. The standard deduction was abolished in 98, 99 or early 2000, I guess. It was re-brought by Mr. Arun Jaitley, the late Mr. Arun Jaitley, the previous finance minister of India. So this was given as a benefit. It was raised to 40, then it was done to 50,000. But I've given you the figures of 242, 292 for salaried, 242 for self-employed. What is the real bomb? What is the real ticking bomb? Let me give you that. According to a study by the government of India, 70% of people who file their returns do not invest fully under Section 80C. And a big chunk of those are professionals like us. जो रिटर्न फाइल करते हैं उसमें से 70% लोग don't even invest 1.5 lakh ATC. 1.5 lakh, बाकी तो छोड़ ही दो ना सारे. प्रॉब्लम वही है, इनकम ज्यादा दिखानी पड़ेगी. This is shocker, big shocker when I first came to know about it. 70% of people who don't invest under even 80C. फिर आपके पास अगर ब्लैक में बहुत सारा वेल्थ पड़ा है, वो डेप्रिशिएट हो रहा है इन वैल्यू. If it is not growing even at a lesser percentage or a conservative stage, you are actually losing. पैसा कहाँ जाता है? FDs में. And a normal FD will give you zero tax saving. उल्टा उस पर TDS कटता है, उल्टा उसकी सारी इनकम टैक्सेबल है, सेविंग से कम रिटर्न मिलती है, लेकिन we are still happy to get a FD. So the final carry home Gyan, we all are humans with a brain. We are not robots. Even robots have a brain. Maybe an artificial intelligence, but they still have a brain. So trust those who have credibility. मेरे पे नहीं है, किसी पे विश्वास कर लो. Don't invest on hearsay in endowment plans. जो endowment plans होते हैं ना, बहुत सारे under 80C, 80 triple C, which is subset of 80C के अंडर आते हैं. उसमें रिटर्न्स ले दे के 6.5, 7.5% ही मिलती है. People are not actually interested in that. वो एक mindset है ना, FGIP plan, fixed guaranteed income plans. We all get telecalling from people. They are the best marketed plans, and we feel very happy. कम से कम इतना तो पैसा secure है. Think beyond that. Finance is not that difficult. Tax saving से start करोगे तो wealth creation तक अपने आप पहुंचोगे. But the mindset has to change. Mindset अभी हमारा वो 5 लाख की इनकम क्रॉस करने से नहीं बना, क्योंकि 5 लाख पे 87A रिबेट मिलता है, नील टैक्स पे करना होता है. 5 लाख की इनकम दिखाओगे तो उसमें से ये 2,92,000 अगर आपने इन्वेस्ट कर दिया तो नंगा नहाएगा क्या, निचोड़ेगा क्या, बचेगा क्या? 2,02,000, 2,08,000. उसमें सारे साल का गुजारा कर लोगे? नहीं कर सकते. एक्चुअल में तो नहीं कर सकते, फैक्चुअल में कर सकते हैं. फैक्चुअल में आईटीआर में ड्राइंग की वैल्यू हो जाएगी 5,000, 6,000. इससे ज्यादा तो मंथ का बिजली का बिल आ जाता है जितना आप टोटल ड्राइंग्स डाल रहे हैं महीने में. यू हैव टू थिंक बियॉन्ड. और जब तक 0 टैक्स और 5 लाख स्लैब तक फंसे रहेंगे, तब तक टीएस और डब्ल्यूसी आपको समझ कभी नहीं आएगा. एंड नोबडी विल टेल यू बेटर देन इजी वर्ड्स व्हाट आई एम टेलिंग यू. इसकी जड़ कहां है? आपकी 5 लाख तक की इनकम रखने की सोच में. जब तक वो ऊपर नहीं जाती, ना आपकी इन्वेस्टमेंट होगी, ना आपका वेल्थ क्रिएट होगा, ना आपकी टैक्स सेविंग ऑफ कोर्स होगी. So it is a personally, purely your choice. I leave with you all with these thoughts till the next Thursday of Thunder Thursday session, of course. So thank you so much. A couple of announcements before I stop my share. This is my YouTube channel. You all are aware of it by now. There are 400 plus videos, mostly short videos and webinars, all done within the past 1.5 years of lockdown or COVID. So it was revived in July 2020 or June 2020. It only had one video for the past 12 years, but then the video started in, you can say, in June 2020. And after that, there was no stopping. More than 400 plus videos. So this is my WhatsApp, email, website. You can get in touch with me. So I'm running WhatsApp groups. Again, a payback to the society in this form. This is almost since 5 years now. The group 6 is on. This is an absolutely no nonsense group. There is no advertisement. There is no marketing. Even my own workshops are not promoted over here. If you want to be added over there just purely for education, you're most welcome. Just message me, I'll add you. So this is my social media presence on Clubhouse and Instagram. I may be taking a sessions in future on these 2 platforms. So this is the page where this is happening. You all are aware of it by now. So do send me a feedback on my, you can say, page, on my WhatsApp group, wherever you are connected to me, wherever you want to. Both bouquets and brickbats are welcome in equal measure from me. So thank you so much once again. And I stop my share for taking up the queries on the page, whichever they are. Okay, let me just first check my page. Hi, Rajat. Hello, Ramchandra sir. Hi, Raghu. Hello, Dr. Nimish. Hello, Dr. Dheeraj. Hello, Dr. Shripal. Good evening, Dr. Ajay. Hello, Dr. Rajiv. Hello, Dr. Praminder. Hello, Dr. Mayank. Hello, Dr. Ale. Good evening. RK Guruji, please find out another platform for promotion. Please spare my page. Hello, Gaurav ji. How are you? So, Dheeraj asks, please update on post office investment. Dheeraj, we have many post office investments available. The post office FDs and the RDs being the most common. So one of the investments which is a good one, a decent option, you can say, is the MIS, the monthly income scheme. Does not come under any rebate. The income is fully taxable. But again, payout kind of option in which an individual can invest up to 4.5 lakhs and a joint person can invest up to 9 lakhs in a year. None of these is exempted from income tax. Only the savings account of post office, which is earning the saving bank account interest under section 1013 of income tax, is exempt 3,500 of tax for an individual account and 7,000 for an individual on joint account. The joint account, in the banking language, you may have a 3 holder, 4 holder, 2 holder account, but income tax wise, the liability and the benefits belong to the first holder. So if the tax liability comes, the first holder has to pay. If the benefits are there, the first holder is always eligible for them. So that is in nutshell a few investments. Of course, there are SCSS schemes, senior citizen savings schemes, and many other schemes which are available with banks also. So I don't encourage much of post office banking, since our Indian post offices are still not well equipped to handle. Even somebody who has a PPF or a Sukanya in a post office, I always encourage them to get it transferred to a branch closer to them. Now, almost every bank is allowed the government business. The only banks which were not allowed were the small finance bank. I'm talking about the RBI regulated banks. Please don't count the cooperative banks into this category. They will never be given a license, surely. So even the small finance banks, which were not there as good as since December 2021, they have been allowed to carry on the government business. So very soon you will see small finance banks also advertising about a PPF or a Sukanya very soon, as soon as their platforms are ready for this. So all the banks are carrying out this business. So get it transferred to, you can say, a bank near to you. So I hope you get the answer to your query. So thank you, Dr. Ramchandra. So Dr. Ale asks, kindly give your views on ELSS tax saving mutual fund. Is it worth investing? Surely, Ale, why not? The only thing is, it comes with a 3-year lock-in period. As you joined probably late, I mentioned about them at the start. So you can watch this session again from beginning to know about ELSS, what I've told. But just to brief you, ELSS still gives a better return than a PPF. The only thing is the lock-in period, and of course the LTCG part. The LTCG part is like, since it has an equity-linked component, the LTCG will be 1 year afterwards. So after the lock-in, you can say is period is over, you are automatically qualified for the LTCG part. Since the 3-year lock-in is there, the LTCG lock-in is 1 year, or sorry, to be eligibility for LTCG is 1 year. So it is automatically there. So, but still the slab is 1 lakh over that. The total returns will not be tax free. That you have to remember. Only 1 lakh, up to 1 lakh of tax gains are exempt. So in case of PPF, all the tax gains are exempt. In case of Sukanya for a girl child, all the tax gains are exempt. So if you are looking at, you can say, a limited investment in a beginner, for example, a practice, you are investing, let's suppose, you can say 2 to 3 lakhs a year. So you have to decide how much to put in PPF. So always divide your sum amount into PPF, into ELSS, and into your Sukanya for the girl child, or your PPF for the girl child. So if you are investing just for the tax saving part, 1.5 should be proportionate into 3 or 4 heads, whatever you can. So yes, it should be a component of that. And this component is there if you are not purely investing in equity. If you are investing in equity mutual funds separately, which do not avail any tax exemption, you can say opt for ELSS. So I hope you get the answer to your query. Any more queries? So I'm here for 2 more minutes, or else we'll wind up the session. So I hope you at least had some idea, or you can say some breakthrough into today's session. Because what is important is to understand that the barrier mindset of 5 lakh income and no tax has to be shunned off. कल को निर्मला जी वैसे तो करेंगे नहीं, बट मे बी वो 5 लाख से 6.5 लाख तक इनकम कर देंगे, तो क्या आप 6.5 लाख जीरो टैक्स पे अटके रहेंगे? You have to think beyond. You have to think of the money. Of course, you are earning more than this. We all know it. Even the income tax department knows it, that you are earning more than this. The only thing is ki when do you get caught? That is the only thing. So if we are just relying on this thing, and we are not actually damaging them, we are not, yes, in a way we are damaging our country also by not paying tax, because every of our growth of country is dependent on what tax we pay. Yes, you may say there are scams, there are ministers eating the money, there is so much of corruption, everything fine. but still the government needs money for infrastructure build up, and that is going to come from our tax only. So the sooner Indians realize this thing, we cannot actually get away from this. So thank you, Dr. Ale, for your comment. So hi, Dr. Aarti. So thank you, friends. This was it for today's session. I'll be back next Thursday with my third episode of Thunder Thursdays. Before that, I'll be live on Monday with another episode of episode number 3 of Miraculous Mondays with an interesting topic this Monday. Again, the same time, 8:15, between 8:15 and 8:20. Again, on this page only. So be there. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care. Have a great weekend.